Hello everyone, it is time for the co-op video, and I see this is a long one. I have 21 different recordings and it's probably gonna be just short of 2 hours. I've timestamped everything, we're gonna look at that in a bit, but first of all let's just go through some rules of thumb here, shall we? First of all, don't play tanks. It's bad. This is not about survival, it's about DPS and nuking down everything. I've seen a lot of people have been talking about like this is really hard and stuff like that. It's actually not that hard if you do it correctly. And there's a lot of things you can actually do. Like I said, don't play tank. That's like first thing. Second of all, use VSR on kill cards. I'm just gonna pop it up on a screen here. You can see them here. Use those cards, 2 of them. We've been thinking about using the attack on kill cards as well. The problem with those cards is that you're only getting 8% attack for 10 seconds, right? And that's it. It doesn't stack infinitely. If that was the case, yes, but it's not. Attacking VSR on kill cards, however, is going to bring your VSR down super fast, and you're going to be able to spam it. And considering the number of enemies that you are going to be killing here, it's so good. So just go with 2 of those, like definitely. Because if we're gonna talk about the other cards just quickly, 8%, sure, that's nice. It's a little bit more than 7%, which you could be used to get the static thing, or you could use like 3% crit, which is like it's almost the same, right? But like you're gonna get so many stats and stuff from those artifacts you're gonna get anyway, so those things are not really gonna matter. But one thing you're not gonna get from anything is the VSR on kill. There are a few ways to get that. The cards is one thing which you should use at all times. Another thing is the Elphaba shield actually has that as well. I'm going to show a screenshot of mine there. Then there's also the Titan merchandise that also gives this. So there's that. In terms of what accessories I would suggest, hands down the best one is the Dark Magic Ring. I hope people were able to save it from the last or the current even bingo machine, because it was a reward from that. But yeah, you can see that's the only ring as far as I know that has weapon skill region, and it's really good. There is no damage on it apart from the skill damage, of course, but it doesn't really matter because you will get the artifacts and you will get more than plenty of damage anyways. But this stat is one of the few that you obviously can't get from, well, artifacts and very few other places. So this ring definitely outshines the other ones. If you don't have this ring, you can use either a Minotaur is fine or the Sharpshooter. You don't really need to go with anything else. Just go with whatever gives you the most, pew pew, most damage. Considering you have those VSR cards, you don't even need VSR, so maybe Sharpshooter is just the way to go, doesn't really matter. There's a reason you could use the Minotaurs if you have those, though. I will go through that soon. Or if you have a bunch of Sharpshooters, you can just use those as well. And that brings us to the third thing. Have a bunch of different heroes ready. Because I've seen some people are like, if I see this or that, you're leaving and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just going to waste everyone's time, right? So the best thing to do is just to have a bunch of heroes ready. So decide which 3 heroes you want to go with. Maybe it's like 1 melee hero, 1 range hero, or 2, So have those all geared up and ready. You can definitely have attack and kill cards on 3 heroes. And then depending on what kind of group you have, then you can swap accordingly, So that's also a good tip, for sure. In terms of merchandise, I did conclude that the SSB is the best one, hands down. I did try the t-shirt as well. As we know, the t-shirt's cooldown is on the enemy, not on the t-shirt itself. However, the SSB just came out as a winner. Mainly because, it's 20% damage flat, boom, all your damage that you're going to be dealing is just amplified by 20% when you're hitting the enemies. That also obviously goes for overkill damage if you one-shot something, so you just get more out of that. If you don't have this and for some reason have the Titan statue, you could actually use that and you will have even faster weapon skills, like resetting. But I don't think anyone has actually built that thing, and if they have, they might have an SSB anyways, so just go with SSB. It's much better. I think the May cushion could also work. You're going to be using a lot of the weapon skills in here, right? So that's also an option. But I would say VSR on kill cards, SSB sharpshooter, and you're good to go. Um, there is also a bunch of weapons that we found that are pretty good that also have this VSR thing, but I don't think you should base the weapon on that. I think what's the thing when you're building or looking into what hero do you want to use, first you can obviously check which element. Currently we have the suggested element being light. Then you should also check which weapon skill is going to benefit you the most, and we kind of know by now that the best weapon skills are the ones that cover a lot of area or a lot of enemies. So I'm just going to go through all of that. Let me just swap to the list here that I made. All right, so we have the heroes here. The list you see here, that's the heroes we tried out. That's also what you're going to be seeing in this video. I made a ranking here just based on my own experience with them. It doesn't really matter who is higher than who and that kind of stuff. It's more of a general direction which heroes are really viable for this game mode. It's not about, oh, that one should be a little bit higher or something like that. It's not an investment tier list in that sense. It's more just what experience I had with them really when trying them out. And also we obviously experiment a little bit with the different weapons for them. I would say it doesn't necessarily mean you need to use the hero that is suggested, as long as you don't go against the element. So for example, now you're supposed to use light according to the game, which means everything is dark. Then maybe don't play the basic heroes, it doesn't really make sense. But other than that, I think what you should rather look at is what kind of weapon skill you have to work with, because you want those really long-reaching stuff. We're gonna get into that in just a moment. So we start at the top. We have Lapis. It's like she's made for this. It's so insanely good. That's obviously with her own weapon. Elphaba shield, if you can get one like I have with the VSR, that's even better. Or you can just use the mirror shield with light. I tried both. Then we have MK99. She's definitely doing the job. With the Magic Buster, however, not her own. Her own weapon skill is really bad. But the Magic Buster is really awesome. It's like a chain lightning sort of thing. Goes through everything. Really good. And obviously use mode 2. Align yourself so you can shoot through everything. I'm not doing it in every video, but you can actually stand like behind the spawn if you can get up there, and you can like stand there. It's a bit scary sometimes. You can get hit by enemies, so don't keep an eye on her HP if you can do that. But yeah, that's a good one. Gabriel, she's super brain dead. You just hold the attack button and just spam the weapon skills on cooldown. Really, really good. Eleanor, it's like a worse version of Gabriel, really. It like performed similarly, it's just a little bit weaker. But it worked. Sohi, she had really good damage. It's just that her party buff, I just felt like the other ones would actually be better. Since you're gonna go with those VSR on attack cards or on kill cards anyways, you don't really need all that VSR. So it's like, yeah, but the damage is good. So, it's just a nice alternative for those who doesn't necessarily have built other ones, but you maybe have a Zoe laying around or whatever. Just bring that, that's fine. Fire, Lynn was really crazy. Her weapon skill just cut through everything in there. Really, really nice. Obviously with her own weapon. Plitwise was actually surprisingly good. It's not super amazing, but I mean, I'm thinking when we're gonna play, versus Earth, you could have Plitwise as one, a bunch of Lyns and stuff. That definitely works. Just put down those weapon skills in there, and yeah, just tick down everything. Definitely worked. I haven't played Clara, hence the question mark, but I've obviously seen her. I'm just assuming she's going to be really, really good for this as well. So she would definitely be my go-to when Earth is the element. Hecate was extremely good as well. That's like Lapis tier. Either with a Magic Buster or Merciless, both works really well. Magic Buster, like we said, is that kind of chain lightning thing, where Merciless is instead it's like you kind of get that Elvirabium turrets around you and you're just spamming down like a nice carpet. Works really, really well as well. Camel, you're not gonna see Camel shining that much in this time around, simply because it's not water enemies, but I'm sure that it's gonna be S tier when it's out. It's like he has the perfect weapon skill for this. It's really good. You could even use it now. I mean, it's not bad at all, so it's definitely a solid one. Mid-reel performed really well as well. You just need to make sure that you align yourself really nicely. Once again, maybe stand at the spawn point in the back there and then shoot your chains through everything. So make sure that you aim your chains properly so you can get through everything there. Beth worked really well. We had a really nice group for that. Actually, a bunch of Beths just used nuking with those weapon skills was really sweet. She definitely delivered. Lupina was a little bit worse than Beth, but she gives crit, so that's nice. So you can definitely play her as well in like when it's dark, whatever. Garam was crazy. Oh yes, Garam is really disgusting here. The weapon skills just firing into the whole bunch of enemies. It's really strong. Bianca also surprised me. Was really nice. Her weapon skill is amazing. It's such a short cooldown as well, so you can just spam that thing. It's really nice. You're gonna see that as well. Yuse was also really good, really good. It's kind of like you're spamming the weapon skill of Lin all the time with the normal attack, right? Because she's just spinning in there and then just putting down those zones there to buff your team. Really strong. Veronica and Coco. Uh, I felt Coco maybe does a little bit more damage. I'm not sure, but Veronica has her extra skills. I just put her a little bit higher. You don't want to use Messiah; it's useless. Witch Heart, on the other hand, is really good. It's like this big AoE, just like everything. Yeah. So those two are definitely viable too, and they also give skill damage, so that's nice. So you could use those for sure. Then Hannah, I just had to try her, and while she was not super amazing, she still worked. She has really short cooldown, and like her attacks are pretty nice. You can get like a nice, like smooth gameplay there. So yeah, she definitely worked. If you don't have anything better. Future Knight works too. I tried Cosmic Destroyer. I think she's gonna be really strong when it's basic preferred. That is versus light enemies. I also tried Imagine Buster, and I had a similar result to that of Sohi, really. So yeah, that works. I know I told you don't use tanks. I still stand by that, but I just had to try Arena. I think that cost me like 3k gems to swap into the Innocent in the training room again, but I just had to try it, and it actually worked surprisingly well, considering everything. But obviously, that's like, yeah, I would not recommend that. I just put her there too. Yeah, you'll see in the video. Really, it was interesting. I tried a bunch of other ones as well. Rue didn't really make sense because she. I put the Merciless on her, by the way, but it was just a poor man's version of trying to be any of the other rifle units, really. So that didn't really make sense. Orca was pretty lackluster. Scintilla, I didn't try Scintilla, but Selena did, and he was not super amazed by that. Just like any other co-op, it's just like two slow attacks and just. I tried Carol too, but it was kind of hard to keep up with everything. So nah, don't do that. Apart from that, I didn't really make sense for me to try anything else really. Maybe Idol Eva could be decent, when it's basic enemies. So that's one to mention. But other than that, I don't really think there is anything that really stands out. Maybe Beach Sohi, maybe, I don't know. But other than that, it's nothing really that I felt was like, oh, this we're gonna do. Maybe there's something else that could also work. Feel free to comment about that. But like, yeah. So you have some solid ones here. So I would say that the ones you really want to look at is definitely like during light. It's obviously Lapis. MK Gabriel works, maybe Eleanor too if you want to play that. Lin works now as well, like except for probably when it's water. So yeah, Lapis, Lin, really good. Hekate and Camel definitely as well. Beth definitely works. Garam as well. Before we start with all the videos, actually, if you're gonna play Lapis, Plitvice, or Garam and that kind of stuff, keep in mind what kind of team you're running with, because it doesn't really make sense to run a Garam with like a melee team, for example. It would make like zero sense. Same thing, don't run a Beth into like a range team and so on. So like I said, build a bunch of units that you want to play and have them ready, and you can swap accordingly. That makes a lot more sense, I would say. I would probably just stay away from Garam for now and just have like other units that make sense, because you're probably not gonna see a lot of water units now, maybe. So it's just better to do whatever is the best for the team so you can succeed, just to make it as easy as possible. But it's not that bad, really. If you want to speedrun this thing, by the way, everything that matters in the end is the last boss, if you want to do a fast run, because the waves are timed, they're like on the same timer all the time. So unless it bugs out, I think we had that in one of the videos actually. It took a little bit longer, but yeah. So you're not really. That's the only thing that's gonna matter in the end, how fast the boss dies, right? And yeah. Uh, but yeah, I think that's everything. I hope this helps and enjoy all the footage now. I'm gonna timestamp the video, obviously. You're gonna see that by now when you're reading this. So yeah, you are going to see. You can just choose whichever you want to watch. I mean, the video is going to be super long, but you obviously don't have to watch everything. You just watch the ones you're interested in or whatever. But yeah, good luck, and I hope this is gonna help. It's I think this game mode is really really fun actually. I just hope they're gonna make like something more of it, like an endless mode or something. Would be really cool to try to push as high as possible. Oh, there's one more thing we are going to go through actually. Sorry, one moment. That is the artifacts, of course. I just wanted to go through this as well. It wouldn't be complete without this. So let's just take a little look at this and see what we can do with this. I'll just go. I'm gonna assume that you were using the setup that is preferred. That's with the VSR cards and everything. So you obviously have the low grade ones here. I would say just go with elemental attack, whatever you're playing. Probably best. Then I don't know, attack, skill, attack. It's not a big deal, honestly, here, as long as you obviously follow the element and stuff. These are not super important. Then we have this here. I really love this one with the VSR. It's gonna make it even more crazy. I don't even know if it's worth it, however. So you maybe want to grab one of the, the elemental ones instead. I see there's no basic one for some reason. I don't know why I didn't add that, but either way. Yeah, so I would just say that you probably are better off with one of these. But you obviously have the crit one as well, but I don't know, you're probably gonna have a critter in the team anyway, so I would probably go for one of the other ones if you can choose that. Skill attack is really nice though, because you're gonna be using so many weapon skills. I would definitely try to go for that. This is useless, just defenses, we don't want that. High grade, oh, that was on high grade, but yeah, shit. This one is nice attack. This one here is nice too. This one I would say is even better, although a little bit weight on the HP. This one is super nice. I really like this one as well. I would probably take that over that one. It's just a little bit more VSR. Why not? And about the special ones here, I would go for the belt first. That's just crazy, a lot of good stuff there. This one here is wrong. It actually does not make you invincible every 10 seconds. However, it does give you 150% attack instead. So this is definitely a nice second choice. This thing here is more of a panic button really, so what it's gonna do is it's gonna nuke around the middle area once when you grab it, and that's it. So it's pretty useless, I would say, unless you're in super panic mode, If they make an endless mode and you're on like wave 15 or something, and there's like a bunch of mobs in the middle there wrecking your thing in the middle, then yeah, sure, but I would not grab that over anything. Like I would even go for, something small here, like this one, for example, this little lamp here. So definitely. So yeah, that's the artifacts. Anyways, let's get into the actual stuff now, the videos. So enjoy, and yeah, see you next time. Whale stream on the next update, by the way. Yes. Anyways, take care and see you. Oh, you're gonna hear us talking, by the way. I'm just gonna include the sound and everything, so just bear with us. We were probably gonna repeat a lot of stuff because I didn't really plan how to do all this, but obviously you have all the information by now. But it's just me and Selena just talking while we're doing all the rounds, so don't mind that. Anyways, enjoy. So there's that. You can see the video that pops up on the screen now, as the text says down there. That's the full video, and I just felt like I want to make a shorter version for those who don't or think that it's like a super long one. Mainly what it is just that there's like all the heroes that we're trying out, you can see here already. So just use the timestamp to navigate, and yeah, have fun.